Welcome to another episode of Satisfying Static. It is storming here, so we are crossing our fingers, our toes, and whatever other appendages you have that cross that the Wi-Fi holds.
It's not storming here, but my Wi-Fi is pretty bad, so we're gonna keep that vibe going. Yeah.
Correct. That is the plan. Housekeeping on my end, I met with my plastic surgeon today.
Ooh.
That is different than the oncologic surgeon who I met with last week. Plastics gave me some not so great news, said that I am on a quote wait list for my operating time. So I could be moved from my date to a couple days after, which wouldn't be a huge deal. But if we get like into weeks, then we're in trouble. Because then I took off 5 weeks.
Right. So you thought you had a surgery date last time we spoke. And then now what you're being told is that surgery date isn't guaranteed and it could be at any time, or like it might be moved within a few days, or worst case scenario, several weeks.
Right. The way he explained it was, he's like, you're on technically our wait list, which he's like 90% of the time you come off the wait list and you go on to the OR that day. He's like, we should know that soon. He's like, but sometimes you get pushed to the next calendar, like the next day's calendar. He's like, rarely do you keep getting bumped from calendar to calendar. He's like, usually it's just the next day over.
Got it. Okay.
And I was like, that's fine. So the next day is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if we start getting into like worrisome territory, like we're going to have to move it all together. And he's like, it shouldn't happen that way.
Okay.
So just like another layer of anxiety I didn't think I was going to have about it, which is kind of lame.
Yeah, that totally sucks. I felt anxiety for you. That's why I had so many questions.
Yeah. And then the other piece is that he says instead of 6 weeks off full contact jiu-jitsu, it will be 8 to 12.
Oh, damn.
He's like, it depends a lot on how you're healing, but like you're not going to want to have any pressure against your chest for 8 to 12. He's like, cat can't even like lay on you.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
And more exciting news, I get to enter another trial. So I will be in a trial with practice.
Okay.
The hospital I'm going through is a teaching hospital. They're doing a trial to compare normal tissue with someone who is getting exogenous testosterone. So basically people who are on T before the surgery and people who aren't on T before the surgery to see how scarring goes.
Oh, interesting. Huh, that's an interesting study.
Yeah, they're trying to see if people who are on T before scar better or worse when compared to people not on T.
Or if it makes no difference at all.
Exactly, or if it makes no difference at all.
Huh, interesting. I would be interesting to learn those findings in 2 to 5 years from now.
Well, right, yeah. And I go next week, next week to get some punch biopsies done from the area that they're going to make the incision. They're just going to take a couple little biopsies to like keep my skin and do tests or whatever on it.
Creepy.
For the trial. What's funny is I was like, so will you guys like email us when it's published? And he's like, what? I'm like, when the study is published, are you gonna like email the participants so that we know it's published?
Yeah, we want to know.
He's like, I don't think we do that. He's like, I would love to know when it gets published. I'm like, oh right, yeah, because you don't even know when it's gonna get published because somebody 3 pay grades above you is the one who's doing the research. And he's like, exactly. It's like,
oh, okay. God, science is so weird.
Science is fun. So, and Olivia got dropped off to the train station safely. She's in New York. She's at a bar right now.
Woo!
Yep. She's going to go to her first show tonight and then 2 shows tomorrow. And then I pick her up on Thursday.
What an exciting week for Olivia. I can't wait to hear all about it. I hope she's having the time of her life.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I lied. I have one more thing.
Yeah.
I applied to be on the NDMS, National Disaster Management Service for the federal government. So basically, I would be a PA that shows up at a natural disaster or some version of a national event, crisis, whatever, to do medicine things.
Cool.
It would be like, hey, we need you, get on a flight tomorrow kind of a thing. And then you're there for 2-week assignments.
And if you did that, how does that fit into your current job schedule?
So you are considered a part of the uniformed services, which is like a subsection of the armed services.
Okay.
Like armed forces, your uniformed forces. So you're protected like jury duty or National Guard or whatever, that I would just call work and be like, hey, I'm being deployed. Have to go. You got to find coverage. Bye.
Okay. And then it's just on them.
Yep.
Okay.
My job is cool with it. The amount of times that people have been called in to cover, I think one guy said that in the 6 years he's been doing it, he's been called maybe 3 times.
Oh, okay.
Which isn't even like once a year.
Yeah.
And they try and pull people who are close so that they don't have to have like huge relocation stuff. So
okay.
I'm like, really, what am I going to get pulled for in New England? Maybe hurricane stuff in like New York or Maine, or going further south, I guess. But I don't know. I thought it'd be fun. I thought it'd be fun to put on my resume.
Cool.
It took me 4 hours to to do the application today because you have to write a completely new resume under their format. They literally tell you that you have to incorporate X, Y, and Z keywords into your resume or it will be thrown out immediately.
Oh my God. Okay.
And you have to explicitly in detail write every single aspect of your job, what you do, and where you first did it to be considered.
Wow. Well, at least the vetting process is good.
Yeah. So I did that.
Cool.
And now I'm done. That's the end of my housekeeping. I'll update you if I hear back on that application process. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited to find out. So, like, they still need to just approve you? Is there an interview process? Do you know what, like, next steps look like?
I think that there's an interview process. There's like an extensive background check. I think it's a lot like when I applied for a couple other federal jobs and a CIA job, and the CIA job was a whole other ball of wax, but the federal jobs are all pretty intense. It's a long interview process. I probably won't even be told I'm considered or being hired until next month sometime because they don't even close. The application cycle for this one closes July 28th.
God, applying for things is so annoying.
Yeah, there's a position open currently right now for chief of women's services through the VA, chief of like women's health, and they're accepting PAs. And I was like, okay, just for funsies, what's this look like? And I clicked on it, I looked at the salary, and I'm like, oh right, federal government employees don't make anything.
Oh yeah, yeah, sad. Right. Well, they are paid for with our tax dollars, so.
Yeah, well, this person's like max salary after X amount of years is what I make currently. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, I know. It's a little rough. I was looking, well, when I was like desperately job hunting, I looked at some city jobs here. I was like, oh my God, what? I'd be taking like 3 steps back to do a job with more responsibility.
Yeah. And more like public facing and like scrutiny and.
Yeah, like what? No, absolutely not. And more BS to have to juggle through, like, not worth it. So bless every public service employee out there, federal employee. Thank you for what you do because wow.
Facts. What's your housekeeping?
So as we were starting this, so we've had a heat wave and I've lived here for a couple of years now with no air conditioning. It's been fine. I've been dying. It's been rough. And literally before this started, I was like, oh no, the heat's about to hit. Like it's about to be so hot in here. It just heats up in the afternoon. It'll stay hot until like midnight. So I got an air conditioner and I knew it was coming today. And I was like, oh my gosh, it would be so nice if it didn't come in the evening. And right as we were about to start this, I can see out my window are the stairs and I see this Amazon delivery driver just hauling it up the stairs, talking to someone on the phone, hauls it up the stairs, throws it up at the top of the landing, not even at my door, just at the top of the landing, which is fine. My door's right there. It takes a picture of it and goes off, but 5 stars. But bless this service. It is 85 degrees outside right now. This is not a small, like air conditioning units are heavy. And this is one of those like one you rolly around or whatever. So it's like a big thing. She hauled it up there. Didn't even look mad about it. Just did her job and went off. What? I'm amazed.
You love to see it.
I'm amazed. So we had to do the call out because that was amazing. So working hard today, but I'm real excited about the air conditioning. I'm going to set that up immediately after this because you can't think in that kind of heat. Like after 3 p.m.
No, you really can't.
I've just been trying to survive. Like your body is literally just like, no, I'm melting. Don't do anything. So I had to do it. I'm a little bummed, but it's all right. Other housekeeping, the kitty is still on the loose. I'm trying to find him a good home, and I did find someone who was interested, but I talked to my downstairs neighbors today, actually, and it does seem like one of their boyfriends is interested in the cat, and he wants to come pick it up. So hopefully he has a home really soon because he literally like sneaks in here when Murray's out and will just like eat all of Murray's food and drink Murray's water and like play with his toys and then leave. And it's like, bro, like that's fine. Like I don't mind him being in here if they got along, but because Murray's like not having it, it's just been rough because like it's confusing. Sometimes he's fine with him, sometimes he's not. He was in here this morning and Murray was fine with him for like 10 minutes and then all of a sudden he was like, no, I must murder you. So, and Murray keeps coming home with scratches all over his nose because I know they're fighting. Like, this cat just needs a home. Hopefully that will get taken care of, but a friend helped me look all over Nextdoor and Facebook Facebook and everywhere to see if anyone was looking for him or anyone posted a lost cat. Didn't find anything. Apparently, though, he has been being fed by other neighbors on the block over.
Oh, fascinating.
So he is being well taken care of. Between this building and probably several others, he gets fed pretty regularly. He has started to put on weight. I know he's been given flea meds by at least one person. I checked him. He doesn't have any fleas, no ticks that I could find before he got too squirmy. So, like, between 3 to 4 households.
He's doing all right, honestly.
Doing pretty good for himself. I don't know if he's going to like being captured, but he just needs to stop coming into my house in the middle of the night. But one night this week, this is why it's confusing. I wish they would get along. One night this week was really cute because I fell asleep on the couch and Murray was sleeping by the window, and I went and like turned the lights off and looked in the kitchen and food was gone. So I was like, oh, the little guy was in here. He must have eaten Murray's food and left. But, like, poured more food out, turned off the lights. I walk into my bedroom and he's sleeping on my bed. I was like, looked out at Murray. I was like, is this okay? Like, do you know he's in here? Like,
what a fun culture. If there was a strange cat in my house, I'd fucking lose it.
Yeah. I mean, I totally would have, especially if I just like woke up and there was a strange cat, but it took him a while to figure out how to get in here. And at that point I had already like interacted with him. So yeah, that's my biggest fear is like waking up and there's like a raccoon in here because it figured out the cat door.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised you don't make Murray come back in and close the door at night.
He at night is when he likes to go out, and that was the issue. That's why I got the cat door, because if he just went out during the day, like, I'm home most of the day, that's fine. But no, he likes to go out between the hours of like 8 p.m. and 3 in the morning.
That's when he does his Zoomy times. At least he's doing his Zoomy times outside, not in the house.
Yeah, that is true, because I've seen him outside do his zoomies, and he literally ran from like one end of the house and up a tree.
Yeah. No, Harriet's a psycho after 8 p.m. 100%.
Oh, he's a lunatic. So, yeah. And when I didn't have the cat door, it was rough on us because he would meow and meow and meow. And like, I woke up with him like standing on my chest and like meowing at my face.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't give a shit. And then he would need to get let back in because he doesn't go out all night. He goes out for like 40-minute spurts and comes back and takes a nap and does it again. So I also woke up to like the screen from my window had been pulled down, and like God knows how long he was out there meowing and like annoying the neighbors. So Murray is a special breed and he gets treated like a special boy because if you don't, he will claw your eyes out.
Yeah, right.
He's interesting. And also like the stray cat has been making him mean. So like he was laying on the balcony and everybody that walked by, he just hissed at them.
Oh no, Murray.
I was like, dude, you gotta come inside. Sorry, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, you can't hiss at everybody.
So, yeah, he's an asshole, but he's my asshole, and we're going to keep it that way. So, baby cat is going to find a home, and me and Murray can continue being an only child.
Great. Any other housekeeping?
I get my car soon, and I'm getting really excited.
How soon?
Like next week.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. So, it's finally coming from Utah to me next week, and it's like all fixed up and has a new radio in it, and I got insurance today and
wow,
the permit to drive it over, and yeah, like pretty much everything is done and ready to go, minus like an emissions test and registration.
How exciting.
I know, I'm gonna be like a real person again.
With the ability to traverse.
Yeah, exactly. It is very humbling not owning a car. It makes doing simple errands really challenging.
You know, it makes a trip to the post office like a monumental task.
Oh, yeah, exactly. My friends for a while were not comprehending why, like, I'd be like, okay, I have to go run errands, and it would take like 4 hours, and I like couldn't answer the phone or like text or anything because my hands are always full. I'm always moving, like I'm always carrying something, like, and I'm waiting for the bus, or, it's been a struggle. So I'm very excited. New radio was key because it's an older car, so it didn't have Bluetooth, and I was like, oh, no, we need Spotify.
Yeah, I can't do that.
But yeah, so that's probably all my housekeeping. I'm just like so excited to be mobile.
We're all excited for you to be mobile.
Thank you.
Yay. Woo. Oh, it's almost as good as the Amazon deliverer.
That made my day. Today has been like the universe is blessing me kind of day because outside of the fact that I've had 6 meetings and it's been just a long day, I was really stressed about finding insurance. So I blocked an hour of my day to do that. The insurance lady I've been trying to get in contact with for like 2 days called me at the time that I had blocked, had my quote pulled up, was ready with everything, and I had insurance in 10 minutes.
Great. You love to hear it. You love to hear
And then
it.
my air conditioning, like it's the little things, you know? Anyway.
You're thriving. You're thriving. You're glowing.
What do they call them? Glimmers. Glimmers. That's what they call them. It's just you enjoy the little things.
Oh, yeah. Enjoy your glimmers. Glim off, girl. Glim off.
Oh my God, run the machine.
Bum ba dee da bum bum be dum bum.
Boo.
It's gonna be the on sound today. Boo, boo. Oh boy. Fashionable.
Oh.
Or fashionable. Fashionable. Ooh, fashionable. That sounds good.
That one sounds like French or something. The middle one you said sounded like you were a robot from like the 80s or something. I feel like I have a lot to say about fashionable. What do you have to say about fashionable?
That I don't understand fashion and it's changing too much.
Okay, I figured.
I'll never understand why an oversized sweatshirt and shorts so short that it looks like you're wearing underwear are in, but that's cool.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured you were going to say.
I don't get it. Like Olivia keeps buying these like high-waisted pants and I'm like, yeah, sweetie, I don't get it. They have like a big leg.
Okay, but like,
you know,
do they not look cute on her or?
They look fine, but I like don't, it's like not my vibe. Or like Doc Martens. Why are Doc Martens making a resurgence? Stop.
Doc Martens have never been out of style. So first of all,
but they are trendy right now. Like they are trendy.
They are trendy because like chunky shoes and chunky sandals in general are trendy right now. So they fit the vibe.
Okay. Can we leave the chunky sandals in the past? Because they are not cute.
I agree and disagree, but yeah, I can see that. And I felt the same way when they like first started appearing, but like they have grown on me and I do like the contrast. I like it when it's done well. I like the contrast when it's like edgy and soft, or like if you're going to do something harsh like that, then like have a more simple outfit on. But I love fashion. I used to run a fashion blog and I used to sell vintage and clothes and jewelry on Etsy. So
right.
Fun
hence
fact.
The Instagram name.
Yeah, hence the Instagram name. So fun fact for everyone listening, if you follow me on TikTok, then my Instagram handle won't make any sense to you because it's not the same.
LOL.
But it's because I wasn't expecting a following, so I didn't think that through. And my Instagram I started when I ran an Etsy shop where I sold vintage clothes and home decor and jewelry. And I was trying to use that to promote that business. And then when I closed that down, I also had a blog with the same name, which you can't find now because it's dead. Sorry.
Bummer.
But I was probably still out there on the internet somewhere, I'm sure. But yeah, I let the domain name die and just let it kind of disappear into the ether. But yeah, I used to do that. I did that for a long time. That was like one of my favorite things in the world. I would like go estate sale shopping on the weekends and like drag my ex with me and like do little pop-up shops and like vintage markets and stuff. Before that, I worked in a little boutique, and my dream was always to like run my own little boutique because I just like I love dressing up. If you've seen my Instagram at all, you probably know that. But like my favorite thing about working in retail was like dressing other people up, because like the best feeling in the world is like when somebody walks in and they're just like not sure or they're not feeling super confident and you're like, okay, why don't we try these things? And they're like, well, it's not really my style. And you're like, why don't we give it a try? And they're willing to try it and they come out and they love it. They love how they look. They feel good. And they're like, I would have never picked this for myself. Right. That's why I'm here.
Oh my God. You should be a stylist. You're in LA now. You can do that.
I don't know that I'm a good stylist, but one of my best friends that I made out of that job was a stylist for a really long time. And she went to like fashion school and stuff and she loved that. And she was trying to get me to work with her for a while, but I don't know. It was just, I had my marketing job at that point. And I was like, oh, this feels like a backward step. But I love that. That's like one of my favorite things. And I love fashion, and not because of like the trends or anything, but more I guess I always say like, I love style. Because like trends are one thing, but like for me. Like the way you dress, your fashion is how you're presenting yourself to the world. It's like how you want people to see you. It's like how you feel good. It's what makes you feel confident. Regardless of what the trends are, like your personal style, that's an art. That's like you showing off your likes, your, your passions, your desires, like especially people who like dress the part, right? Like you're like, oh my gosh, you're hoping to be something that maybe you're not yet, but one day you will. Like fashion tells so much about a person. Even like people who are like, oh, I don't like fashion, I don't do fashion. Like that tells me so much about you, more than you realize. And I don't mean that if it's coming off in like a superficial way. Like, of course, like if you look good, you're going to feel good, but like that means different things to different people. And like if you feel good in sweats and an oversized tee, then that's going to show. That gives you confidence, right? Especially when you see people who are walking around and like, okay, maybe fashions that you wouldn't wear, but like they feel good. They look like they feel good. And I love that.
Sure. Yeah. All I can think about is, yeah, so what's said about me is that I like things plain and boring and simple with sometimes a funny joke on them, right? I'm wearing a t-shirt with pandas doing kettlebell exercises right now.
Right. And like you wear like superhero t-shirts and stuff too though. Yeah. So like I think your style definitely says that you're like playful, but your focus is not fashion. Your interests and your focus are somewhere else. So like, yes, you care about how you present because you don't walk around like,
my clothes are clean.
Your clothes are clean. They don't have holes in them. Like you want to look put together.
I care about how I smell.
And you care about how you smell. And you have buttoned down, like especially when you dress up to go out, like you do care. It's just in a different way. Your focus is definitely not going to be in like the latest fashions or trends or necessarily how big your closet is. And that's okay.
Yeah, my closet is teeny tiny and it only has like one part of the color wheel and it's the dark part.
There's some blues. Well,
I sweat far too much for much else.
That's fair. I feel that. Yeah.
My medicina makes me sweat.
I know. I took mine today, so I've been a sweaty mess.
100%. I have to take mine for jiu-jitsu. I won't retain any material if I don't.
I can't sit through a day of meetings without mine, unfortunately. Nope. I'm trying really hard. I am, though, like my goal is to manage better without medication because like the stimulants, they ravage my body. Let's be honest. Like I just looked at my watch and me getting up to go get the air conditioner and sit back down, my heart rate was 116.
Yeah. Well, and that's where my vibe's at now at baseline. But yeah, I tried to not take it on days that I have off, but then if I went to jiu-jitsu that night, I couldn't function. Like we'd go over a technique and then I would come back and do it. And Sensei would be like, your version of whatever that is right now is the worst version I've ever seen you do. And I'm like, straight up, it's because I'm not on my med.
I'm just not paying attention. Yeah. No, I feel that.
I wish I could make jiu-jitsu fashionable because you just can't. At my dojo, we have to wear white until you get either instructor level or black belt level.
Okay.
And then you can get black pants, but otherwise it's white on white on white on white. And it is not fun. My gi has an upside down panda on the side as like a patch. And that's the most cute zazz I'm allowed to have, pretty much.
Well, in cases like that, you're always going to be restricted, right? But it's cute that you're still like showing your personal style by having a panda patch on there and you're literally wearing a panda shirt. Like you're still doing it.
I am still doing it. And I cover my tattoos while I'm there now because I wear a rash guard because the mat was eating my arms because my arms are so dry. So I had to start protecting them.
Lotion, bro. What the...
Homie, you know better than anybody. You're telling me, you're trying to remind me right now to do a daily habit. Stop it. You stop that shit right now.
Your skin's gonna hurt.
My skin does hurt. You know what though? So last night I used the Hawaiian ice machine.
Oh, I saw.
I got a nice shaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was good?
Yeah, it was good. The whole time I'm watching this ice be shaved, I'm like, oh, that looks a lot like my skin.
Oh, no. Can you incorporate a more moisturizing body wash or something? Like, geez.
I need to. Check this thing out on my face. Oh, you probably can't see it because the quality of our videos are terrible.
Yeah.
I have this monster on my face that came out of literally nowhere. 12 hours ago, wasn't there. There. And I'm like, my arms are drier than the fucking Sahara. And yet my face is greasier than the pizza by slice you got down the street. Okay? Like, I am so mad.
Your body is all out of whack. You gotta get your hormones in balance.
Is that what this is? I gotta get my hormones in balance. Hormones. Check your battery.
Fix it. Yeah, your pH level, something is out of whack. That should not be happening.
My pH is always messed up. TMI, my vaginal pH is always a problem.
Okay, you need like a gut health check or something. You literally just listed a bunch of symptoms. What the fuck? Work in medicine, did you not realize?
I would rather cut off my toe than like complain about any of these things.
How woman of you, please stop. Those are all symptoms. Listen, we all do this because we've been socialized to, but like there's a solution to everything you listed. And I think it's pretty simple, actually.
I mean, better overall daily care of myself would fix most of my problems.
Yeah, probably. Maybe a probiotic too.
I was on one for a while, yeah.
That might help. You'd be amazed at how much a probiotic can affect your skin and hair and vaginal health.
We love good vaginal health talks. That's so fashionable of us to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Look at us. Look at us on trend. But yeah, obviously you know more than I do, but I feel like I hear this list of symptoms so much from women specifically, and then it's like you start exercising, eating different or something, and like everything's fixed. Like take a probiotic.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, when I actually go to jiu-jitsu and like actually participate in, life, things get a lot better.
Okay. All right. Well, in the meantime,
I have a belt test Thursday, orange belt.
Hey, that's exciting. We're sending all the good vibes your way.
Thanks. It's more fashionable than the yellow belt with black stripe. It is.
Really? The orange? Okay, we'll take it.
Yeah, it's a solid color. It looks better.
If you like it, that's all that matters.
Okay, well, I think we touched on my poor health enough.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm gonna go make some shaved ice and think about my life decisions.
Have you eaten anything besides that today?
Yeah, I ordered wings. It's actually part of why I was originally late to our recording meeting, but it was okay because Maggie was like, I need a few minutes because season 2 of Lincoln Lawyer just dropped, so I've been watching that. And I realized I had chicken gristle in my teeth, so I had to go toothpick it out really quick. Yeah.
Okay, good. As long as your diet hasn't consisted solely of shaved ice, I think we're in the clear.
No, but I'm going to have some shaved ice now, watch the rest of this episode of Lincoln Lawyer, and then go to jiu-jitsu and spend the rest of my evening alone.
That sounds like an amazing plan. Enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks.
Until next time.